We often hear how drinking water first thing in the morning is one of the best habits you can have. And in many ways, that's true. But there's something people don't always talk about: how morning hydration can actually become harmful. If it's done the wrong way, it sounds surprising, doesn't it? I mean, it's just water. But the truth is, as we get older, our bodies don't respond the same way they used to. What worked in your 30s or 40s doesn't always feel good in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. That's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because your body needs a little more care, a little more awareness. You've got a lifetime of experiences behind you. Your heart, your kidneys, your digestion. They've been through a lot. So when you wake up in the morning, your body is in a delicate state. Hormones are shifting, blood pressure is adjusting your stomach, and muscles are still waking up. And if we don't handle that moment gently, even something as simple as water can backfire. In this video, we're going to walk through 5 common mistakes that people often make when drinking water first thing in the morning. Most folks don't even realize they're making them. And by the end of this video, you'll not only know what to avoid, but you'll also feel more confident about how to take care of your body in those first few minutes of the day. Now, before we dive in, I'd love to know, where are you tuning in? From comment below and share your city. I always enjoy hearing from you. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more tips like these. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming up next. Mistake number 1, drinking ice cold water on an empty stomach. Let me ask you this. Have you ever taken a big gulp of cold water in the morning and suddenly felt your stomach twist a little, or maybe a chill down your chest? Some folks even feel lightheaded or get a headache shortly after, and most of the time they just shrug it off or think it's something else. But here's the truth. Drinking ice-cold water first thing in the morning, especially on an empty stomach, can be a shock. Your body isn't prepared for you. See, when we sleep, our bodies enter a relaxed healing state. Our organs slow down, our digestion goes quiet, and our blood vessels become slightly constricted. Then morning comes, and instead of easing into the day, we throw down a glass of freezing cold water that's like hitting the brakes while the engine is still warming up. It causes your stomach muscles to tighten, your blood vessels to narrow even more, and your system to go on high alert. And when you're older, your body doesn't bounce back as quickly from that kind of stress. Now, back when you were younger, cold water might have felt refreshing, maybe even energizing. But as we age, our metabolism slows down, our circulation gets more sensitive, and our internal thermostat just doesn't handle extremes the same way. So cold water can actually end up making you feel worse instead of better. Not because water is bad, but because the temperature is just too harsh for your system at that time of day. Let me tell you about someone named Eleanor. She's 76 sharp as a tack and used to love her morning glass of cold water right out of the fridge. She said it helped clear her throat and wake her up. But then she started noticing that her hands would feel cold, her stomach would cramp up a little, and her digestion just felt slow all morning. It wasn't until her doctor suggested switching to room temperature water that things changed within a week. Her mornings felt calmer, smoother, and her stomach didn't feel like it was tying itself in knots anymore. That small change, just letting the water sit out a bit, or using lukewarm water, made all the difference. And it's a great reminder that what used to work for us doesn't always keep working forever. Our bodies deserve a little more gentleness. Now they've been carrying us for decades. The least we can do is offer them water that doesn't feel like a slap in the face first thing in the morning. So if you've been waking up and reaching for that ice-cold glass, maybe give room temperature water a try. See how your body feels. After a few days, you might be surprised how much better your mornings start to feel. Mistake number 2, drinking water too fast or in big gulps. Now I know how tempting it is to wake up, grab that glass, and just chug it down. You're thirsty, maybe your mouth feels dry, and it feels good to get it over with. But here's the thing, drinking water too fast, especially in those first few minutes after waking up, can throw your body off balance, and most people don't even realize it's happening. See, when we first wake up, our body is still transitioning. Your heart rate is gently rising. Your blood pressure is adjusting. Your stomach lining hasn't quite woken up yet. Everything is just beginning to find its rhythm again after a long night of rest, and then bam, we dump a full glass of water down in one go. That sudden flood can actually cause your stomach to expand quickly, trigger bloating, or even make you feel nauseous or dizzy. Some people even feel a weird flutter in their chest, and they don't understand why. But the real issue isn't the water itself, it's how fast we're drinking it. When we gulp too quickly, the body doesn't get a chance to process what's coming in. The kidneys kick into high gear, trying to deal with the sudden fluid intake. Your electrolyte balance shifts fast, and for older adults whose systems are more sensitive, this can create a ripple effect that makes you feel off for hours. Let me share a quick story. Walter, he's 72. A retired coach, told me he used to wake up and drink a full bottle of water before his feet even hit the floor. He thought he was being disciplined and healthy, but some mornings he'd feel strangely dizzy, not all the time, but often enough that it bothered him. After explaining this to his doctor, they figured it out. It was the speed and the amount. He wasn't giving his body time to adjust, so he changed one simple thing. He started sipping his water slowly, over 15 to 20 minutes. No more rushing, no more guzzling. And just like that, the dizziness disappeared. His mornings felt easier. His energy stayed more steady. No big medication changes. No fancy solutions. Just a more mindful approach to drinking water. So here's something to think about. The body doesn't want a flood. First thing in the morning, it wants a gentle stream. Take your time. Sit up, breathe, sip. Let your body receive the water, instead of being overwhelmed by it. It's not a race, it's a moment of care. If you've been chugging your water to get it out of the way, maybe slow it down tomorrow and see how you feel. Sometimes the smallest shift makes the biggest difference. Mistake number 3, drinking from plastic bottles left out overnight. Now this one might come as a surprise, especially if you're someone who likes to keep a water bottle by your bedside. I know a lot of folks do it. It's easy, it's within reach, and it just seems like a good habit. But here's the part. Most people don't realize. Drinking from plastic bottles that have been sitting out overnight, especially in a warm room, can expose you to chemicals you don't want in your body. Even though it looks like plain water, that bottle might be leaching substances into the water while it sits. One of the big concerns is something called BPA, which is often found in older or lower quality plastics. And even if the bottle says BPA-free, there are other similar chemicals in the plastic that can act in the same way once heat and time get involved. These chemicals are known as endocrine disruptors. That means they can mimic or interfere with your natural hormones, and as we age, our hormonal balance is already a little more fragile. Maybe you're taking something for your thyroid, or managing blood pressure, or dealing with blood sugar levels when foreign chemicals enter your system. Even in small amounts, they can make things harder for your body to regulate. You might not notice anything right away, but over time, people report feeling more tired, moody, bloated, or just off, and they can't figure out why. Let me tell you about Stanley. He's 78, and he's always been good about drinking water. He'd fill up a plastic bottle from the tap, leave it by the bed, and sip it. Every morning seemed like a healthy routine, right? But after a few months, He started having more headaches, his digestion felt strange, and he was tired. Even after a full night's sleep, nothing in his diet had changed. His doctor didn't find anything alarming, but after talking to a nutritionist, they pinpointed the issue. His plastic bottle, it was being refilled, reused, and sitting near a warm lamp overnight. He made the switch to a glass bottle and started pouring fresh water each morning instead of reusing old bottles. And guess what? Within a few weeks, his headaches eased, his energy improved, and he felt like himself again. Now look, nobody's saying a single sip of water from a plastic bottle is going to ruin your health, but if you're doing it every day over weeks or months, it adds up. Your liver, your kidneys, your hormones, they all have to work harder to process these things. And for older adults, that extra work matters. So if you've got a plastic bottle sitting on your nightstand right now, maybe it's time for a little upgrade. Go for glass or stainless steel and try to refill it fresh each morning. It's a simple habit change, but it might just give your body a little more peace. Mistake number 4, drinking water on a very full or very empty stomach after certain medications. All right? So let's think about your morning for a minute. You wake up, maybe take your meds, and follow it with a glass of water. Sounds like the right thing to do, doesn't it? After all, your doctor probably told you to take your pills with water. But what's often not explained clearly is how much water, when to drink it, and whether or not food should come into the picture. That small detail, it can make a big difference. Here's what happens. Drinking too much water too quickly on a completely empty stomach, right after taking medication, can cause a wave of nausea, bloating, or even heartburn. It can irritate your stomach lining or mess with how your body absorbs the medication. And on the flip side, if you've just eaten a large breakfast and wash your meds down with a big glass of water, that can also interfere, especially with medicines that are meant to be taken on an empty stomach. Your digestive system is more delicate than we often give it credit for. And in the morning, it's still trying to find its balance. Hormones are adjusting, acidity levels are shifting. And when you throw in a handful of pills, followed by a full glass of water, your system might say, "Wait a minute, I wasn't ready for that." Let me share Margaret's story. She's 80 and had been on thyroid medication for years. Same routine every morning. Take her pill, drink a big glass of water, wait a bit, and then eat breakfast. But out of nowhere, she started feeling queasy. No changes in her meds, no new foods. Her blood work was fine, but the nausea kept coming. Finally, her doctor asked about her water habits. That's when they figured it out. She was drinking too much water too fast, too soon after her pill. Her stomach couldn't handle it. So she made a small adjustment. Instead of a big glass of water, she started sipping. Just a little bit, just enough to swallow the pill. Then she waited a good 45 minutes before eating breakfast. The nausea disappeared, her follow-up blood work even better than before. Just a simple change. But it helped her medication work better and gave her a more peaceful start to the day. So here's what you can take from this. Pay attention to how your body reacts after medication. If you've been feeling queasy, foggy, or uncomfortable in the mornings, don't just assume it's the meds or your age. It might be the way you're taking them, especially in relation to water. Try smaller sips, space out your breakfast, don't flood your stomach right after your pills. Give your body time to adjust. Sometimes it's not about doing something new, it's about doing something more gently. Mistake number 5, skipping breakfast and replacing it with only water. Let's be honest, there's a lot of advice out there these days, and not all of it fits everyone. You might have heard things like, just drink water in the morning, skip breakfast, let your body fast, and sure, that might work for some younger folks or people doing strict health programs, but for older adults, starting your day with only water and skipping food can quietly wear you down. When you wake up in the morning, your body has already been fasting overnight, maybe 8 to 10 hours without food. Your blood sugar is low. Your energy reserves are thin. Your brain needs fuel to think clearly, and your muscles need nutrients to stay strong. Drinking water without eating anything might feel okay at first, but as the hours pass, many people start feeling tired, shaky, moody, or mentally foggy. They think it's stress or poor sleep, but often it's just a lack of nourishment. Water can help rehydrate your cells. Yes, but it can't replace the nutrients your body needs to function, especially if you follow that water with coffee and nothing else. You're actually pushing your system further out of balance. You're stimulating your body with no foundation underneath it, and over time, that can make your mornings harder than they need to be. Let me tell you about Alice. She's 69, sharp and independent, and she was trying to simplify her mornings. She'd read about intermittent fasting, so she stopped eating breakfast, just drank water until noon. At first, she lost a little weight and thought it was working, but soon she noticed her mood dipping. Her memory got fuzzy. She'd repeat things without realizing it. Her daughter picked up on it and encouraged her to visit her doctor. Turns out there was no major health issue. Alice just wasn't getting enough fuel in the morning. Her brain was running on empty once she added a small breakfast. Nothing big, just a boiled egg, a slice of toast, some fruit. Her energy came back. She felt brighter, steadier, more like herself again. That tiny shift gave her clarity and strength she hadn't felt in months. That is, here's what I want to leave you with on this one. Don't mistake less for better, especially not when it comes to food in the morning. Water is part of a healthy routine. Absolutely, but your body also needs real fuel to get going. A little protein, a bit of fiber, something to hold you up, so your mind stays sharp and your body feels strong. If you've been skipping breakfast, thinking it's helping you, maybe tomorrow try adding something simple. A handful of nuts, a little oatmeal, even a smoothie. You might be surprised how much better your whole day feels when you give your body what it's asking for. You know, it's amazing how something as simple as water, the thing we've been drinking our whole lives, can feel so different as we get older. Not because it changed, but because we changed. Our bodies are wiser now, more sensitive, and they ask us to listen a little more closely than we used to. That's really what today's conversation has been about. It's not about fear. It's not about rules. It's about awareness. Learning to notice the small things that can quietly affect how we feel every day. Because when your mornings feel off, when you're laden, bloated, anxious, or foggy, it doesn't always mean something's wrong with you. Sometimes it just means your routine needs a gentle adjustment. Maybe you'll decide to skip the ice-cold water tomorrow and go with something room temperature. Maybe you'll slow down, take small sips instead of rushing through it. Maybe you'll stop using that old plastic bottle and switch to a fresh glass one. Or maybe, and this might be the biggest shift, you'll pair your water with a bit of breakfast just to give your body the energy it deserves. So if anything in this video spoke to you, if something clicked or made you think about your own routine a little differently, that's a beautiful thing. It means you're still growing, still learning, still investing in your health. And let me tell you, that mindset is powerful. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you'll try one of these tips tomorrow and just see how you feel. Trust your body. It'll let you know if you found this helpful. Feel free to share it with someone you care about, a friend, a sibling, maybe even a neighbor. You never know who might be dealing with the same things in silence. And if you'd like to see more gentle, honest health conversations like this, go ahead and subscribe or follow so we can keep learning together. Because your comfort matters, your clarity matters, and you matter. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you again soon.